Hey, faithful, you know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. This video, I'm going to discuss the top 5 2020 free agent acquisitions for the San Francisco 49ers. But first, I want to pay tribute. Number 7, Colin Kaepernick. You know who it is, faithful. This man brought us to the Super Bowl. He had a few successful seasons with the Niners, but I want to pay tribute to number 7 for his contributions to the team on the field and for being an even better person off the field. Obviously, I appreciate Kaepernick for taking a stand in what he believed in, and also he was an excellent player while he was on the field in red and gold. So I just want to pay a quick tribute to Kaepernick. Thank you for all you've done on the field and off the field. And let's get into that top 5 faithful.
5.
We'll start off the list with defensive end Dion Jordan. He was originally drafted by the Miami Dolphins in a 2013 NFL draft with the 3rd overall pick. He underperformed greatly with the Miami Dolphins. He only lasted with the team for 3 seasons, and the Dolphins eventually cut him. He's been with the Raiders and Seahawks the last 2 seasons, and he's performed moderately okay. So Lynch brought him in this offseason to basically provide depth for the defensive line, and I see Dion Jordan being a bench player. You know, he'll be spelling the starters, and hopefully he will have success in that role. Moving on.
4.
The next player John Lynch brought in was Jordan Reed, a tight end for the Washington football team. He spent his entire career with the Washington football team, but he's only had really 1 great year with the Washington football team, and he accumulated about 80 receptions, about north of 700 receiving yards. And that was basically 1 season. All his other seasons that he's played with Washington, he's been battling injuries, and later in his career, he had a concussion. He had like multiple concussions. I think he's had documented about 7 concussions. So obviously, Jordan Reed's Achilles heel is he can't stay healthy. So the Niners did bring him in. I don't know really what to expect from him. Obviously, he's a hell of a talent. He can catch the ball really well. So we'll see what he does in the system. The only thing I can hope for Jordan Reed is that he stays healthy and he can contribute to the offense for the Niners.
3.
This player was acquired via draft by John Lynch in the 1st round. And he's got big shoes to fill. And I think, faithful, you know who I'm talking about. It's Javon Kinlaw, of course. Defensive tackle became a big priority for the Niners when they traded away DeForest Buckner to the Colts. So drafting Javon Kinlaw in the 1st round was a top priority. Obviously, he's got big shoes to fill, and I think, obviously, he's surrounded with talent. He's got Bosa on one side. He's got D Ford on the other. And he's got Armstead right next to him. I think this guy will have a successful career in red and gold, and he should dominate from day 1.
2.
We've got a local kid coming in at my number 2 most important player brought in by the 49ers. Faithful, can you guess it? He's from North Cal, specifically Rockland, and he was drafted out of Arizona State. If you didn't guess it, it's Brandon Aiyuk. You know who it is, faithful. Obviously, Mr. Aiyuk has big shoes to fill, especially due to recent injuries the Niners have had at the wide receiver position. Richie James, Debo, and Jalen Hurd. You know, Jalen Hurd was actually going to be out for the rest of the year, torn ACL. Bummer. He's had 2 injuries the first 2 years of his career. Hopefully, he'll have a speedy recovery. But back to Mr. Aiyuk. Coming out of Arizona State, he's got big shoes to fill, especially since Debo's going to be out, maybe a few weeks at the beginning of the year. So Mr. Aiyuk potentially could be starting. So hopefully he'll have chemistry with Jimmy G. Hopefully they'll be able to develop that in training camp. And, Hopefully you have hopefully Mr. Aiyuk will have a successful career and a healthy one.
1.
Drum roll, please. The number one player I feel John Lynch brought in this offseason, come on, faithful, you know it. It's Trent Williams, the big offensive tackle. He's going to be blocking, protecting Jimmy G's blind side. He was brought over from Washington in a trade, and we obviously had to get a replacement. I feel it was actually an upgrade from Joe Staley. Obviously, Joe Staley retired, so Lynch brought in Trent Williams, and hopefully Trent will have a successful season with us. But just a little bit of information about Trent. He spent his entire career with Washington. I believe he's been elected to at least 7 Pro Bowls. So he brings over stability to the offensive line, and he's a potential all-pro player. I'm looking forward to seeing Trent and the rest of the 4 gentlemen I mentioned in the video. I'm looking forward to them suiting up in red and gold and bringing us to Super Bowl number 6. So, Faithful, what you think of my list? Who's your number one player that Mr. Lynch brought in this year? Let a player know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you don't like what I'm saying, make sure you let me know in the comments. Give me your opinion. Thanks for tuning in to another video with Jay in the Bay. See you in the next one.